The next two types of GPS approaches fall under a category called APV, or Approaches with Vertical Guidance. While this category includes approaches that do not require GPS, we'll focus on the two types that do, LNAV-VNAV and LPV. These approaches use WAAS correction signals and the faster refresh rate of the 430W to provide an electronic glide path to the runway. LNAV-VNAV approaches were originally designed to be flown by larger turbine aircraft. They utilize sophisticated flight management systems with barometric altimeter inputs. The system computes a glide path to follow, providing vertical guidance for some non-precision approaches. With the WAAS upgrade, the 430W is also authorized to fly LNAV-VNAV approaches. LNAV-VNAV approaches will sometimes provide lower descent minima than an LNAV-only approach. However, the minimum visibility requirement is normally higher than an LNAV approach. This is because at decision altitude, you would be further away from the runway than when at the missed approach point on an LNAV approach. The LNAV missed approach point is usually the beginning of the runway, while the LNAV-VNAV missed can be a mile or more from the runway threshold. The other type of APV approach is called LPV, meaning Localizer Performance with Vertical Guidance. These were designed with WAAS in mind and typically provide the lowest minima for an RNAV approach. The lateral course sensitivity of LPV approaches is angular in nature, just like a localizer. This means that the course width near the runway is much narrower than at the final approach fix. Take a look at the minima section of the RNAV GPS runway 29 approach at Butler County. Notice the LNAV minima are defined by a minimum descent altitude, MDA, while the LNAV-VNAV and LPV approach minima are based on a decision altitude. This gives a clear indication of how the approach should be flown. To determine if an airport has APV procedures, you will need to consult the minima section of the chart, not the header. The header will only tell you that it's a GPS approach and whether it's a standalone procedure or an overlay.